All right, this is gonna be the conclusion of this bike. And me and this bike have been through kind of a rough patch. So just to go over what the whole story of this bike, real quick overview is number one, I went down and traveled about 3 hours after searching online for quite a while for a dirt bike. I was pretty new to the sport, didn't know, I still am, didn't know any of the terminology, didn't really know what I'm looking for. I just knew I had a budget and I wanted to find something. So after looking all weekend for a bike to work on, and because remember this project was supposed to be something that number one I could ride, but also number two that I could work on and increase my mechanical knowledge, and I have certainly done that. But after traveling about an hour and a half and taking a look at my first bike, it didn't work out, it's too small. So after that, I traveled another 3 hours kind of on a whim, definitely an impulse, but I traveled another 3 hours down to Camas, Washington to go get a bike. And number one, I hate driving, so I already drove like 3 hours out of the way, so I had it in my mind. No matter what, I'm leaving with a bike. And that kind of screwed me because I had it in my mind that no matter what was wrong with this, I was pretty much going to take it home. And at the time, I thought it was pretty good. It actually started, which was great, but I couldn't ride it because the chain was off. So I loaded her up in my truck. That was for about 450 bucks, which at the time seemed like it was a really good deal because the seller told me that the only thing that was wrong was the chain, or rather the swing arm. It needed to have an extra bolt put into it to actually lock that chain into place. So I thought it was a steal of a deal. All I needed is a bolt. So I did what you should never do and had it in my mind that I was coming home with that bike, and I didn't really inspect it as I should have because there was a lot of stuff wrong with it when I got it home. And so I brought it home, discovered there's tons of other stuff wrong with it. It needed rear brakes, really needed a front brake, ignition coil, spark plugs, air filter, all that stuff. And all that roughly equated to about anywhere from 150. If you include miscellaneous stuff, it's going to be more like 175 around there. And I'm not even going to include tools, not to mention the gas that I spent to go down there. But after all that work, and I made videos on it, but trust me, I cut those videos down so short, you couldn't see the actual headache that it put me through. But I got it working, got it in working condition, and I actually brought it out to the trails, as you guys saw. And in the trails, oh, it was ripping pretty good. It really was. I had a little bit of a problem with that gas cap, but I definitely fixed that. And we took it out to the trail, and unfortunately, you guys saw that it was broken after about, I think, the third time I fell. The chain fell off, and the front brakes fell off, as well as my stator got bumped, got knocked off. It broke off, and we tried to diagnose it on the trail. Couldn't diagnose it on the trail, so we had to come back to this house, to the shop, to go ahead and diagnose that. Real simple fix. I can't believe that stator was only like 15 bucks, but either way, so this bike, in conclusion, was way too much of a headache for what it was worth. I can't say I enjoyed working on it because I really didn't, but so I think it's time for me to part ways with this bike. I'm gonna give it off to another person. I think one thing that I am kind of concerned, I don't know if concerned is the right word, but one thing that I was definitely, I didn't know anything about is this was sold to me as an SSR 125. Either it started its life out as that and it got changed with aftermarket parts like a lot, or it just isn't an SSR 125 and the previous guy before me got it sold to him as that, and then I got it sold to me as that, and we just didn't know what we're talking about. I don't know what this is. I can't find I can find the VIN number, but looking it up, I can't find anything on it. I can't decode the engine, so I really don't know what it is. It had the general shape of an SSR 125, but if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't really know what this thing is. I think it's had like an engine swap. Obviously, it has so many aftermarket parts on it. I truly don't know what it is. But it rips and tears down the trail, and it has everything fixed, so I'm glad for that. And my next part of the journey is going to be buying something better. I really want to buy a used Japanese bike, but I'm not necessarily too opposed as to buying another Chinese bike. I mean, I really am on one heck of a budget. I can't be dropping like $2,000 on something, so I guess we'll see what the market has, but I do want to get another one while I sell this one, and we're gonna see what that is. But thank you guys for following the journey. It's been one hell of a ride, and can't wait to go and get another one and maybe fix it up. But really, I just want to take it on some trails and go riding. So hopefully I'll have more videos up like that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for following the story, and I'll see you guys next time.